So now it's time to start the closing session for 2025 Hiroshima Business Forum for Global Peace. So in this session, we have invited the governor of Hiroshima, as well as the representative of Hiroshima Organization for Global Peace, Mr. YUZAKI Hidehiko, and also Mr. NIINAMI Takeshi, Chairman of Japan Association of Corporate Executives, as well as Chairman and CEO of SUNTORY Holdings, and he's also chair of the executive committee. Well, thank you for staying with us until the end of the forum in spite of your busy schedule. So thank you so much for joining us here. This forum is almost coming to an end after 2 days. Well, just yesterday at the beginning of the forum, I was on stage with the members of the committee, and then we had a Hiroshima Declaration to accelerate the contribution to peace. Well, so we also proposed ESGP as an evolution of ESG as a new concept, and followed by the keynote speech by Mr. Marx Gabriel, and other sessions followed. I feel very much encouraged that many people talked about this concept and gave new ideas about the concept, or even proposed what we can do with the concept. I think we had a very good discussion throughout 2 days. Now we are coming to the closing. And this time we actually did something unique. We set up an executive committee to run this forum, to receive suggestions and ideas about the forum. And this executive committee is chaired by Mr. NIINAMI. So here in this closing, well, I would like to talk with him about the current world situation and also the peace, a contribution to peace through business activities. I mean, these are the main themes of this forum today, but I hope I can have some talk with Mr. NIINAMI. So now let's turn our eyes to the world situation now. And I think there has been many discussion about war in Ukraine, as well as Gaza. And today, I mean, there are even a news about 50% tariff on steel, and some countries putting their country first. So it seems like there are some changes or a shift away from rule-based world order. At the same time, we are facing climate change, global warming, and we see more frequent natural disasters. Just the other day, there was a big earthquake in Myanmar, but we see these global problems more frequently these days. And Hiroshima Prefecture is no exception. We have headquarters of Mazda right there, and they are being impacted by the tariff as well. And since you are the chairperson of Japan Association of Corporate Executives, and then you are the CEO of one of the leading companies in Japan, so I would like to ask you about your view about the world order that we see today. Seems like there are some disruption, even though everyone worked hard to establish this world order. And from your point of view, I would like to know what you think about that. Well, Governor Yuzaki, thank you for giving me the chance to talk. Well, as I also mentioned in the opening, I think your passion really made this forum possible. And I really appreciate that we were able to have this forum successfully this year as well. And I also want to thank members of the executive committee. I mean, you made a significant contribution to the preparation of the forum, and your comments and feedback have been very influential in the discussion and sessions. And I think you shared a lot of insights about what we have to do or what we have to think about. So it's been very inspiring for me, as well as everyone attended this forum. So I would like to thank you for that. So after the World War II, and there was a period of Cold War, and we, Japan, as well as many countries, really has been enjoying the dividend of peace, or peace dividend. But suddenly, it seems like the situation in the world has changed, and it seems like there is no longer a peace dividend. But actually, throughout the time, and there must have been many changes, but it looked like it's all of a sudden. And then now we have to make sure that there is no World War III. But at the same time, we have to recognize that there is no framework like we had right after the World War II. And it seems like there is a conflict among the countries in the United Nations as well. So in this time, and then in Hiroshima, where it's celebrating the 80th anniversary of the atomic bombing as well as the World War II, I think it is. I think it's been very. It has a significant meaning, and I think we had a very good discussion. And then I think Professor O'Sullivan talked about the middle power and how we are going to connect with them, and how can we. What can we really do when we think about the ESG plus P? But actions that we need to take, I think there is a pivotal role that Japan can play, and I think we need to work together once again to think about how to build peace and how we can avoid a World War III with people from India, Indonesia, and people from Middle East. I mean, rather than having the hegemony fight or battle in global South, I think we need to call on them to work together to contribute to peace, and that's one important role Japan can play. And I think, to be honest, I mean, that topic really left a very strong impression on me. And if you look at the U.S.-China confrontation, actually, I've had a lot of chance to talk with people from private sectors. And I can see that the people in China, especially from business, want to connect with us. And they even said that we should not work with the state-owned companies. I mean, they understand that they can do business because there is peace. And then, but one of the things, important things, CTPTP or RCEP, national governments still are the one that build those framework. So we as business have to talk and have dialogue with the government. And because of CPTPP, we see increase in export and import in Japan. And RCEP, I don't have the statistics, but what I really felt strongly is that peace can be achieved by having connection in business. But the business also need to talk more with the government who makes the framework. And that's something that we had some shortfall. So diplomacy and trade, I mean business, those like people like us in business are the one that act on actions, but the framework are made by the government. So we as business need to talk with the government. And as the Association of Japanese Corporate Executives, I've been talking with the government. And I can see that the Japanese government trying to drive economy, but in reality, we are the actors. We are the one having the actions. So we still need to fill the gap. And business need to be more active, trying to talk with the government. And I think that's another way to contribute to peace. Thank you. So in this forum this time, on behalf of Middle Power, we have, for example, Ambassador Richard from Jamaica. And yesterday, Ambassador also mentioned that Japan has been building up a relationship with countries who are so-called middle power, and that's very important because middle power countries trust Japan and they have high expectations on Japan. So as Mr. NIINAMI mentioned, in an unstable world today, and superpowers were in a position to protect the order, but now the superpower themselves are kind of bringing disruption to the world order. So given that, I think there are some roles that Japan is expected to play, And you also mentioned the relationship between business and governments, and we need to have dialogue with them. Well, in reality, I mean, business are the actors, and they are the one that having actions. And then we had a session on architecture, and there was a Shigeru. Actually, people who are making cities or the communities are the companies. I mean, buildings itself. And we, like government, tend to focus on urban planning, and we feel like we are the one that building cities. But actually, business are the one that working on building. And then we also need to think about the economy as the reality. And you also mentioned the case of the Chinese people in business. But that type of mutual relationship is really essential in business. And then business has a big proportion. And there's a role as well as a responsibility of business.
And also, I'd like to bring about the next topic, which is the contribution to peace by business. Without peace, you not make a business. In this forum, or during this forum, without peace, you're not able to make it possible to have good business. But at the same time, the business, in order to establish peace, can contribute a lot for that. That is, I think, what you have sympathy with in a great way. In the past, we have talked about the geopolitics issues to be avoided. So those are the things that we have thought about primarily. And ESG actually started with the avoidance of risks. But we have added P to it. And with that, proactively, we're going to internalize peace in it so that we can bring about new values. So that is really the proposal that we have made. In a sense, it's a huge paradigm shift that we're presenting. And yesterday, during the reception, Dr. Suzuki was talking about as follows, that we have to do good for the ESGP. And as forum, we have the gathering of the world leaders to discuss on the world peace. Now, this is the kind of thing that we have to continuously discuss on, and we really have to secure the fora for this purpose. So the 2 years from now, well, actually, the preparation is really tough, and it is better to have this type of meeting every year. So we hopefully we'll be able to have this kind of occasion in 2 years' time, and hope that you will be coming back to Japan discussions to also discuss on the evolvement of the situation. And when it comes to ESGP, we really have to spread this concept throughout the world. We have to disseminate it. In that regard, ESGP award. I don't know who is going to choose the awardees, but anyhow, I know. So we have to think about the authorities involved. But anyhow, to disseminate this to the outside world on the occasion of the Davos Forum of the United Nations or appropriate forum in Japan, we are going to make this known so that we'll be able to share this concept with the world leaders. And Mr. NIINAMI himself, as the leader of the economic circle, well, this ESGP, which has been already sympathized by a huge number of people, we have to devise what kind of actions that we have to take to make this further grow. Yeah, there are two things. Given awards, well, authority or authorization, maybe we have to think about the criteria, but anyhow, I think it is a good thing that we could think of. And in order to proceed with this, individual companies really have to be collaborated, and our organization like ours visited in India and Beijing and Shanghai and Seoul, Korea, and DC, the United States, or in New York. We visited them en masse as members of organization. We have been able to meet a variety of people, and we have been able to being endowed with perspectives. I think it is quite meaningfulness. Or before, I thought that this kind of Japan Association of Corporate and Executives or Keizai do not have to exist. But I thought, come to think of it, if we are able to get an insights from overseas counterparts, if we are to visit those countries en masse, so I think our group would go there to have connection. Well, we repeatedly visited Korea, and many things have passed. Well, but water under the bridge. So we have come to think that we can do so many things together. Together with the economic circle of Korea. When the election of the president occurred, we were wondering what is going to transpire in Korea, and we decided that we have to get together and think about the future of Korea. With Korea, we have been able to do that. For the person, as a person who would think that scrapping the economic organization, I think it was worthwhile, maintaining those organizations because of that. In peace, we have to think about human rights. Human rights, in a deeper sense, because of human rights, some countries intervene other countries. So, actually, it was used as a weapon for intervene. But when things are happening in Gaza, we don't disseminate information regarding that in Japan. And as a country of Japan, in order to promote peace, I think we really have to, together with middle power, to share our views. People are, children are dying because of hunger. They are suffering. So we have to make clear what the criteria, the prerequisite of the peace is, and so probably the middle powers would feel compassion with what we are trying to disseminate. Yes, the latest, at least there are certain things that we have to achieve, which is the moral factor that Mr. Gabriel was talking about. So I think this is what we can agree upon, all of us. And that really has to be promoted all together. And also together with middle powers, the minimum thing really have to be secured. And also we have to boost to an upper stage to think about what are the things, what are the area that we have to protect in terms of peace. So that is the kind of thing that we are expected of middle powers, and this is the kind of actual contribution that we can make in peace. Well, this could be related to the national issues, but you have talked about the dialogue, for example, in relations with Korea. Through dialogue, the new things can be brought about. And NIINAMI-san, it is really nice that you have discovered the new values in the Japan Association of Corporate Executives, which is quite encouraging as one of the citizens of Japan. But the dialogue in every level has to be maintained. The China-U.S. relations impact us no matter what. the economic security, the definition of which have to be secured. That topic itself is quite difficult, but that is what we have to tackle for sure. We change with like-minded countries from the Japanese, the American status, we really have to value Quad or similar organizations. So we really have to concretize and support Quad as an organization. America, the United States is one of those countries, the Quad. So I think in that sense, it is quite meaningful that we're going to provide support. So we have. Economic security can be blurred. To what extent we can expand our support. But if we divide each country, we are not able to provide good support in terms of economic security. And China and Japan are connected in some ways. So I think there are certain areas that we should not touch upon. And maybe people, the movement of people also needs to be considered. So I think, as in Suzuki-san's topic, and also as in Mr. Peterson's topic, this is the area that we have to ponder upon.
Well, thank you for your feedback, because Japan is not the superpower, but it is a big power. So Quad, as one of the 4 countries, we participate in Quad, and we are a big power enough that can gather the middle power countries. And I think there was a reference in one of the sessions, but when you look at the disruption in the world order, but there will be more changes in the future as well. But I think this is where Japan can help rebuild or re-establish the order. So there's maybe a role or even a mission for Japan. That's what I felt after talking to you as well. Well, if you look at the United States and what they are doing today, well, I feel a little hesitant in front of American friends here, but it seems like when the trust is lost, it takes a long time to get the trust back. And we want to stay as a good friend and good ally with the US. But when they want to recover the trust, maybe Japan can play some supportive role. And I think that's also important. Alliance between Japan and the United States is very important. And then we have been dependent on it. So just in case when something happens, for example, there's a significant vacuum the United States created in ASEAN. So when they want to fill that, and then when they want to rebuild the trust, maybe we can do something. Maybe it will take a long time, or 60 years, as Professor Huntington says. But if you think about the values that we share together, we still have that together as democracy. So if you think about peace, that's also very important. Because if you think about the root of the values, and we really need to think once again what peace really means. Thank you. So as we are going to build a new order or new world order, I think there are some part businesses can play. And well, in 2 years, I hope that I can have this forum again, and I hope we can have a lot of productive discussion. I can continue the talk for more, but I know the time given to us is almost running out. So before I close, maybe I would like to have a closing remark, and have NIINAMI-san has a closing remark as well. So allow me to start first. Well, I really want to thank everyone from the executive committee. Thank you so much for your support. Well, it's good to see you here again, but thank you so much. And also, as a co-sponsor, I would like to thank everyone from Nikkei Inc. Thank you for your contribution as well. And and Financial Times media partner. Thank you again. And then as we want to communicate more to the world, I think we can do more together. And all the collaborative partners who provided the partner sessions, thank you so much. And I really want to thank everyone, as well as panelists, who came on stage in spite of their busy schedule. Thank you very much for making those sessions very meaningful. I mean, this forum was only possible with the support of so many people. And I got a lot of feedback from many people, and many people gave me a very good feedback that it's been very meaningful. But this is simply because everyone really acted with a sense of ownership, and then helped create this forum in such a success. And at the same time, I hope that we can continue to work with multi-stakeholders, including those in business, to think more about the relationship between peace and business. And not just thinking about them, I hope that we can actually move on to act on them. We also have a Hiroshima Organization for Peace or Hope, and we are going to incorporate this organization and use this as a vehicle in this direction. And I would like to also ask the business leaders, including Mr. NIINAMI, as well as thought leaders in the world, to provide us continuous support. And I hope that, well, I think this forum is a kind of innovation because this is where we shared a lot of wisdom, insights, and maybe you were exposed to new ideas or new thinking. And I hope, and then I'm sure you build a new network or you met new people. So I hope something that you learned or gained from this forum will inspire you to take an action so that we can contribute to a more peaceful world. And I hope you take an action to achieve that. Thank you. And then Mr. NIINAMI, if you can give us a closing remark. Well, first of all, I want to thank the Governor YUZAKI. Thank you so much for giving us the chance like this. So, Governor YUZAKI, I'm sorry to say this for the citizen of Hiroshima Prefecture, but I hope that he will move on to work in national government. And I've been asking him as a friend. But as Hiroshima is coming to the 80th anniversary and they really reconstructed from the devastation. And as the governor of this prefecture and then communicate to the world, I mean, he's been serving as governor for 16 years, and that really has something special. So when you think about peace, or to think about peace, rather than talking in Tokyo, I think it's more appropriate to do that in Hiroshima. And that's my honest opinion. I've been to Hiroshima several times, but this time I somehow thought peace is like the air we breathe, but I realized that it's not the case. And I think this is such a good timing to remind us to think about what to do. I realize that there are so many things we have to do and there is cost associated. But I think we also have to celebrate that we've been able to maintain that. But we need to reshape it and work on it again. And there I felt that there is a lot of things that business can do. Well, I used to think that such business organizations are meaningless, but now I feel that there are many things that we can do, and I hope to connect more with others. And I'm going to the US soon too, and there are 2 representatives here as well. I hope that we can connect more with the US as well. So I really want to thank both of you for attending this, and also Professor Suzuki. I hope you continue to give us the warning without hesitation that Mr. Roos has left, but I really hope that, well, having a strong connection between the US and Japan is really empowering for us. So I don't want to give up, And then I hope that we can be the one to connect the United States with middle power. And we also need to find a way to connect more with China. So we should not have enemies. I mean, we all have to connect together. And I think that's, well, I didn't think, well, too serious about this. And there are many media people, but we really have to have the sense of ownership to think about peace. So this forum really reminded me how important to think about it as my own matter. And I really want to thank Governor YUZAKI for giving me the chance. And I also want to take an action too. Thank you so much. Well, Mr. NIINAMI, very powerful message. Thank you so much. And then with this, we would like to bring this event to the closing. So let's continue to work together and make progress together for peace. Thank you. Governor YUZAKI and Mr. NIINAMI, thank you so much. And please give them another round of applause. Thank you. So this officially concludes 2025 Hiroshima Business Forum for Global Peace. Thank you very much for your attendance for the last 2 days.